Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Who's It I'm With, who's your host, Steve and Colin.
I am who's your host.
That was smoother than a bit of peanut butter. Crunchy peanut butter.
It's smoother than crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah.
Pretty good going.
Yeah, that's a good start of the show already. Oh well.
Just sailed right into it.
All right. Not sailed.
No, I said sailed. You said failed.
Failed right into it.
Failed right into it.
That's another t-shirt, mate, in the making.
Yeah, failed right into it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, we're here to talk about not Elfenlied this week, but
no, we finished that now.
Yeah, we finished that.
Well, we finished it, but I'm about to begin my manga journey on it. So
that's right. He has a manga.
I've read 5 pages of it so far, and it's already vastly different.
Is it more pornographic?
It's more informative. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
In the first 2 pages, I found out the fact that she can reproduce, and she's the only one that can reproduce.
Oh wow!
Yep. I've also found out about how much danger distance there are.
How much danger distance there are.
Yep, like how close you can get without being in serious danger.
Wait, what?
Like within the 2-meter range.
Oh, so you're like the 2 meters, you can just like stroke your nose.
Yep.
And then
already talking about that on page 1.
It's on page 1.
Page 2, I guess, really. But yeah, like it's wild. I'm already five pages in, and I'm like, okay, I know so much more about this already.
It makes so much more sense then.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine if that's how much detail I'm getting on the first 5 pages, the next 300 are going to be quite informative. So,
yeah, sounds like it would be. It might be actually all right then. The cover just made me thought it would have more nudity in it.
I mean, it's going to have nudity in it.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely will. The inside cover has nudity, so just straight away.
Jesus. Well, there you go. It's so my actions judging the book by its cover has come true.
You were correct. Yeah, your prediction was exactly spot on.
Jesus.
To be fair, it does look pretty good though. I picked that up and I got my 4th issue of the Parasite Color manga as well.
Oh, well. Did you buy them out of Amazon?
Yeah, I had some credit from a thing that I bought a while ago that I had to send back. So,
all right.
Just decided to pull the trigger on getting those.
That's fair. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get back into this failing.
Oh yeah. Fail fast, fail often. So yeah, we finished up Elfenlied, and we'd initially talked about doing since it's the spooky season, we thought about doing or I had thought about doing another kind of more serious horror anime, but after discussing it with Colin, it was like, we should probably have something that's maybe a bit of a break from murder.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot in that show to decompress. And before that it was Paprika, and before that it was Trigun?
No, Angelic Lair, you already forgotten about that.
Oh god, yeah, wow. I have
wiped that from your memory.
Completely lost 3 months of my life. So as a result, I had this anime in my watch list purely because of one, the name, and two, the way it looks. So this had a skeleton in it, and I was like, that's kind of Halloween. So tenuous link achieved.
Mm-hmm.
So
Doesn't cover
instead
Halloween.
of something more serious,
It does cover other. It doesn't cover Halloween, but it does cover other
it does not.
holidays.
It does, although it does have a skeleton and a pumpkin in it. So
And a lot of other characters, like a koala,
yeah,
which is they only shows up twice, like right at the end
he
of one
does.
episode, and then as fucking Ray from Evangelion.
He does appear the first time purely to say, "And when you make me in your manga, I want to be a koala. Thanks."
Yeah.
So this is essentially this is a manga and an anime called Skull-face Bookseller Honda-san.
Yes. We're getting to the long names.
Yeah, who I guess from what I could tell, this is an anime about a guy who works in a manga store, a bookstore, but also writes manga and draws manga on the side.
Yeah, and he's also a skeleton.
In the anime and manga, he is a skeleton. In real life, I assume there's a liberty taken there, but yeah.
No, he's a skeleton. That's true to life,
Oh,
right?
okay. True. Yeah, it's definitely true to life.
Yeah, so as you probably gathered, it's maybe not a serious horror thing. But here, before we start into it, here we go. Spooky, scary skeletons wandering in the woods. Spooky, scary skeletons. May I have a lift? He's clapping. You just can't hear it.
Yeah. No, I think you can. Like, it's showing up in Audacity.
I wasn't showing up mine.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
No.
Okay. It's showing up here for whatever reason.
Oh.
Yeah, this, I think, like, normally what we like to do is talk a lot about the plot and the way that that's going, and also talk a lot about the specifics of the episodes. There are 12 episodes of this, and they're about 9 to 10 minutes long each, and they have very little connection other than they are set in the same place.
Yeah.
Except for maybe one episode, which is set in a different place.
And also, there's like three mini. They're like split into three. They're like split into episodes,
Yeah.
usually.
Shall I, for fun, read out the names of the episodes?
Is this like episodes, or like all the chapters?
Oh, all the chapters, all the episode names are just all of the episode names, and even the smaller ones inside. So,
Okay.
Here we go. Episode 1: The handsome guy is first in line, and yaoi girls from overseas. Episode 2: Let me introduce my crazy colleagues in this bookstore, and also books, written instructions, and me. And then Go Azarashi-san. Then episode 3: A battle without honor or humanity, and Lost in Manga. Episode 4: A reception training of hell. Also, mission, an outside work-ish job. Episode 5: An inquiry. And it's a book signing. Everyone gather up. And the last episode there is a fascinating erotic story. Episode 6: The man with a secret power. And Our Fair Day War. Episode 7: Tell Me, Wholesaler-san. And A networking drinking party for booksellers. God, I'd forgotten about that. Episode 8: Bookstores are so wonderful. And The Shelves with and without restrictions. And Go for It, Azarashi-san. The Hidden Ambition. Episode 9 is actually just one episode.
Yeah.
Is a book about life, death, and rebirth.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then episode 10, An Outstanding Bookseller, and Swapping Section Heads. Episode 11, The Alternate Skull-face Bookseller Honda-san, and You Can Quit Your Job Whenever You Want. And finally, episode 12, Merry Christmas, Mr. Bookstore, and it's time to close.
Mm-hmm.
That episode actually came out on the 24th of December 2018.
24th of December 2018.
Yeah, so actually, I think I'm pretty sure the Christmas part of that is actually set the night, like, they're closing up for that. On the Christmas part of it is Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but
They're being made to wear Santa hats.
Yeah. The Christmas part, maybe, yeah. And then the night closing up.
Yeah, not the last one. Not the last one. The last one's just a random time to close.
Oh, it's just the end of the show.
So, as I mentioned, we normally like to kind of talk more specifics, but there's not really that many specifics to talk, so I imagine this is going to be more of a free-form conversation about the things we may have liked and disliked about this show.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean...
Should we just get straight into the sort of, like, we're going everything out of order, so I guess the first thing is, did you actually enjoy it?
It was alright. Not when it wasn't until maybe the sixth or seventh episode I got a laugh out of it.
Oh, okay. I don't know. In the first episode, I was laughing pretty hard because of the whole bit. Is it the bit where they're trying to lift the heavy boxes?
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "Spine!" Just starts yelling.
Yeah.
I took a couple of notes originally, and then I was like, "Oh man, this is getting really disjointed." There's oh yeah, the first episode, the guy wanted porn for his daughter, which was a bit weird. Also, I guess that is one thing about this show, is that it's quite educational into the types of manga you can get.
Yeah, and it goes heavily into BL. Like that's
The boy love.
boy
love?
Boy love, I think, yeah, and that's like
The boy love genre.
it's like almost mentioned every episode in some form.
Yeah, it is. It is very it was actually, I must admit, like, the whole thing broadly is like quite a nice little insight into sort of how the manga is published and how it arrives at the stores and the different types of manga you can get.
Yeah.
Not even just to like the genres, but even the different kinds of books. And then they talked about more American and European comics being in color and how they were so much heavier because they were printed on premium paper. In fact, there's a really good bit where the guy's like, "Oh, and I have a question about why is this in color and why is manga all in black and white?" And he goes, "Oh no, I shall try this in English." He goes, "Because it's cheap," and yeah,
Yeah. It was I think he says something, and he's like, "No, I want your personal opinion."
yeah, and he goes, "Oh god."
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments in this show where they just bust out really amazing English that I love. Like, particularly the one where they're doing the closing. I think it's the last episode actually, where he's hit Honda-san, who is the Skull-face Bookseller. His job is to stop people from getting into the store as it's about to close.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh no, I let them in. Shit. Sorry, we are closed. It cannot be helped. Please use the exit here." It's all so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
And the character he's talking to actually is kind of like, "I get you," and he's laughing, snickering away.
Oh, it's so good.
What was the thing I laughed at? I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was
So you said it was.
it was the mafia boss.
Oh, with the missing finger?
Yeah, because he came in
Yeah.
and went, "Can I get this book?" And he goes, "Oh shit, he's missing his pinky." Oh no! And then he just goes all Yakuza talking to him. "It doesn't matter what they are, it's fine. He's just getting a book. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. You scum."
Nope.
And then he's like, "Okay, so here's the book."
I need it
And they
delivered.
I need it delivered. and then thank you, Honda-san. And he's like, oh shit, how do he know my name?
That is a great laugh.
How does he know my name? And he's like, oh wait, yeah, we're a name tag.
Oh god. We should probably state as well, it's like, so you have like a number of characters and none of them have faces. Like they are all different masks. So the cast of characters, except who?
That's mainly the customers. The customers come in and they never wear masks.
The customers have faces, but all of the staff have masks.
Yeah.
So you have Honda, Kamikaburo, who's paper bag. You have Bandage, the Lantern.
Yep.
Is it Okitsune?
Armored.
Armored.
Armored. She's just wearing a knight's helmet.
The pest mask.
Yeah.
Like the pestilence doctor type thing.
Yeah, pestilence. You had like
gas mask.
Yeah.
Full face. Who's like just
it's got like a
big motorcycle helmet or something.
Yeah, he's got a motorcycle dome helmet. And then like there's like the manager of distributions. He's just got like a hood, a faceless hood on.
Oh, Majitsushi.
Yeah.
He's the guy who's like, he can get you the books if you need them.
Yeah,
he does the magic and he makes the books come to the store.
Yeah, just instantly arrive. And he's like, oh, he's got the books.
Yeah.
You got Kendall-san, who's wearing Kendall get up.
Yep. Yosetsu is another one that's listed here, but I don't remember what character that is.
Yosetsu? Oh.
Yeah.
There's some people in like the training.
Oh, is that the Yosetsu? Is that the geisha mask? Because there's Rabbit Head.
Mm-hmm. Geisha mask. There's no one geisha mask, but like the one with the China mask. But you also have the people doing the training. So you get set away to do training. And you had the Buddha, the head singer,
the guy who is really serious.
Yeah,
and he goes, yes.
Yeah.
But then is like a total sweetheart underneath.
Yeah. And then I think
I like my favorite part about that bit is the pretty girl. He's like, oh, pretty girl, going into the same place as me. And they're like doing a whole smiling exercise. And one of the girls is like going, like total demon face, trying to like get past her anxiety of being in public. But then the pretty girl goes up and they ask her to smile and she just keeps making a whoosh, 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 whoosh noises for like a good 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. And her mouth is just like, she's just going, oh, show, over and over and over. It is just so random. That gave me a pretty good laugh.
And then
I love that.
He meets her outside, or she says something to him normally and smiles normally.
Yeah. What's that about? It's like, oh yeah, I guess she just comes back for the training every week. Because it's better than doing the job. But yeah, there's a whole relatively colourful cast of characters who yell a lot. They all yell a lot.
Yeah.
All the time.
And Ian does covers like himself as the publisher of the manga.
Yes.
And he has his publisher and the head publisher, and the publisher appears first time he appears is like, I want to be drawn as a seal.
That's right. That's Azarashi. Yeah. Draw me as a seal, please.
Yeah. And then the head of his company comes in just for that split scene, like we said. It's like, draw me as a koala, please.
It's like, because I want to look cute. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
And then there's other episodes where you mentioned it. It was like the change up where they're changing the staff around in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh no, I don't want to be in this department because it's got all these like things, and they starts like kind of like shown famous manga things like Full Metal Alchemist kind of knockoffs and
That's right.
evangelical, evangelical, even
Evangelion.
Evangelion. Yeah, that's it. Fucking hell. And it just shows you the white angel speared on the thing, which is the koala.
Yep.
I'm sure it's
It's
Ray
just
in the
it's
the cover.
interesting. I do quite like the style that they do because they never obviously mention any of the manga or any anime because it all has like asterisks.
Yeah,
Uh,
you get enough to know what it is.
yeah, you get a like a paper scrubbing noise or like a pencil and paper noise instead of like the middle parts of the words. I think the thing for a while I was reading it and I was like, are these like are they editing these because the words are swears or something like that? And it didn't click until I saw one that I recognized. It was like, oh, they're just not saying the they're just not saying the names of the things they shouldn't be saying.
Was it Naruto by any chance?
It might have been one before that actually.
Because that's quite late in the series into this.
No, it was the one about the one where they just could not get the copies in. It was sold out everywhere, and it's where uh I think the guy eventually was like, no, I can get it in.
Yeah. Oh, and that's too late into it, but yeah. So they miss out things.
It took me a while, like I must admit, like I just wasn't really, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I think particularly that paired with like a lot of this sort of mentions of the boy love genre and yaoi and things like that, and you're like, oh, okay, so maybe like some of these have names that are going to be edited to some degree. I was wrong.
It also goes into like banned books, well, not banned books, but inappropriate books and appropriate books.
Yeah, and how it can like impact the respectability of the store for them to stock and sell
yeah,
certain things.
yeah. Which the Armor-san was upset about because it's one of her favorite books, I think.
That's
No,
right.
no, this one's going. And then they get other ones in, and it's like because I think that might have been the one about the erotic thing where there was like a couple of guys come in. It's like, oh, a couple guys. Oh, we want to look at your erotic manga, and he's like, here you go.
That's right.
It's over here. And it says, no, erotic gay manga. Ah, well, it's down here.
Ah,
And they were like, that's nothing. And then he goes, but you do have this whole section here called Boys Love.
the boy love.
The Boy Love.
Oh,
Oh.
that we like.
Yeah.
There's a there. I meant to mention actually. I did take I took a note because I was blown away by. I'm pretty sure there's a sign or a thing like one of the mangas, like a label, and it literally says "overflowing with powerful kitty juices."
Yeah. I think that's in the first episode.
It's just like, wow, that's great.
This is Muscle 1000 was one of the other
Oh yeah.
ones. Muscle 1000.
Oh my god, so good.
1000 muscles
But
or something.
there's a lot of I think like I kind of appreciate a lot, like I think we like I'd messaged you back and forward, and I like we mentioned before in like our last episode that there is a bit of a, to me I felt like quite a Harvey Birdman energy. It's not the same, you're totally right, because you were saying it's like it doesn't really flow the same as Harvey Birdman.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like the moments of Harvey Birdman when it's at its most intense, and that's happening all the time.
Yeah, I
It's
suppose.
just people panicked and angry or frightened and just high alert all the time. It just like really got me. Like any time they're in the back room talking about like stalking the manga, and they're like, oh no, we gotta order it like this because when we have to have the ones that are doing well, and we can't have any deathbed manga, which is manga that is not selling particularly well and that they're going to take to another location to try and sell. But it's like, oh, but you need to have the popular ones on display all the time. I hate that. and that's when they're showing like My Hero Academia and Naruto and Evangelion and all of that, and then it's like, oh, but we need to make room for the new manga. But also, sometimes certain issues sell out really fast for whatever reason. And then you're going to have like odd volumes, and I have to have all the volumes of the popular one. And it's just a constant juggling act, and I hate it. And everyone hates it. They're just so angry all the time about the need to stock the bookstore within which they work that is part of their job.
Yeah. I was I think that was in the full 10-minute long episode, and they have a scene in that.
Yeah.
They have a scene in that one where he's trying to put one of the books in
That's right.
in place, and apparently in this bookstore they're all wrapped.
Yes, they are.
So they're all got like a vinyl wrap on it. And he's putting it in, and he's hallucinating about putting it into a tight space.
Oh,
Bless me.
weirdly sexualized.
Yeah, it got weird there. Yeah, I was yeah.
There is a woman who asks him to remove the plastic for her so it doesn't ruin her nails.
Yeah.
But they also need to put in the inserts. So I don't know how they do that if they're covered in plastic.
I think it's just the cover. Maybe. I don't think
the cover? Oh, maybe.
I don't think it's the whole thing. They're putting inserts into the pages.
Oh, that's right, because in the one where they were talking about giving away the bookmarks that had the faces on them with the characters, that people were really angry. They can't show the faces of the characters because that's how people end up taking them without buying a volume. So instead they flip them round so that people buy it and then have to figure out what it is they get at the time. But then they had loads of customers that were really angry that they didn't get the bookmark that they'd asked for because they hadn't turned it round.
Yeah. It's like the meme videos of customers phoning up the pizza shop because they find they're phoning the pizza shop up because the pizza's upside down.
Yep.
It's like, there's no cheese on my pizza. There's nothing on this. What the hell?
Where's the cheese? It's under the sauce.
Yeah, because they opened the box upside down.
There's loads of bits like that where customers are stupid or angry, and like I must admit, like I feel as a Westerner who actually has no clue about what a bookshop in Japan would be like, it was quite fascinating because it seems like there's so much to consider. Like people had their own sections, they took care of different types of manga and had different specialties, and like that was really interesting. And you know, about the relationships with the publishers or the artists, like the one where they had the book signing, and the guy's like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture of this display, and he's like, don't do that, please. I can't do like people knowing about this earlier than they're supposed to, please.
Yeah. I was I don't know. I think in bookstores here, like the bigger ones at least, will have people doing their own sections and that.
Yeah, that does make sense. And like to be fair, like when I'm not buying manga off of Amazon, I do tend to try and go and buy it in like a Waterstones.
Yeah.
Like so that I'm going into a store to look at it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's and it's the bigger stores. I'm pretty sure the one here, I think it's got maybe a few people because it's quite big.
It is quite big.
Yeah, not as big as the
It
one.
also has a coffee shop in it.
Yeah, not as big as the one up in Glasgow, in that whole.
No,
that was a bar.
Huge.
That wasn't Warsons. Is that owned by anyone?
What was it?
So it was like up behind. Queen's Street Station.
Maybe I'm
not behind
mistaken.
Or it was down like an alleyway, and there was like one kind of off, like the main.
I was going to say it's the Saki Hall Street is where the one is now, and then there's one on Argyle Street, which I think is the main road. Byers Road might be the one you're referring to.
It was like, I don't I don't know. It was. I think it was borders or takus or takas.
Oh, Otakers.
Yeah, Orcars like years ago, and now they went out of business like early 2000s.
Yeah, the Waterstones I always visit in Glasgow is the one on Argyle Street.
All right.
It's pretty good. But yeah,
Yeah.
like it's definitely. I guess it's one of those things where I hadn't really put very much thought into it because I've never really had to. So it was kind of nice to get like a bit of an insight, and also insight in a relatively entertaining way.
Mm-hmm.
Should also say like this show has really great intro and outro music.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of rocky.
It's real good.
Yeah.
It's great fun. I think the animation, like going back to the sort of Harvey Birdman thing, I think it does like fit quite well with that sort of style of very sort of like basic movement and characters kind of sliding around and things like that in a good way though. Like it's very entertaining and lots of yelling, as I mentioned as well. Like one of the notes I have taken is about the second episode where they keep trying to lift the heavy boxes, and it's just him shouting spine, and then spine again, and then spine again,
Yeah.
and then there's like two of them lying crippled on the floor. It's so good.
Yeah, that was like
It was very funny.
that was Honda-san's boxes. Oh, I'll help you, Honda-san. No, don't. Oh, it can't be that bad.
No, because he's in charge of the Western comics, and they're all heavier because they're color printed on quality paper.
Yeah, and he can't lift these.
Because he says, yeah, what is it? He says he can lift books up to his chin.
Yeah.
When he's carrying Japanese manga,
Yeah.
but can only carry a couple of boxes.
Yeah.
When it's the Western stuff.
Yeah, because they're thicker and heavier. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like the transitions between the different art styles as well. Like, because there's a very sort of there's a very much more realistic outlines of people, and then it'll occasionally switch to like this kind of exaggerated, almost chibi-esque version of skulls and things like that are really good.
Yeah. Was
Mostly in like inner monologue.
Yeah.
The episode where they're closing up at the end and they're trying to get their tills to go to zero so that they're not over or under on their tills is like him going, oh, I hope everything's okay, and it comes in at zero and he goes, yeah, as like that kind of little cartoony skeleton, and then it pans out and it's just him thinking that, going, good, I have achieved what I wanted. And then that guy's like 5,000 yen out in his till and they're all going, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. And then it turns out, no, it's just been miscounted and it's all good, and they all go, yatta, and like cheer and scream. But then in their head, and it pans out again, they're like, oh, that was scary for a moment, but it's all good now.
Yeah, that's it. And they closing the shop up, and there's books there to go out already tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, God. What about the?
I felt weirdly emotional about the last episode because I felt really good. Like it was kind of a nice thing. So it was talking about like the day shift and the night shift, and like the differences in the jobs that they do. Of like, because they also have, like, as we mentioned, like none of the people who work in the store ever have names, ever have faces, but they also have the temp staff, like the intern staff, and they all just have bits of paper that say like temporary staff on their faces.
Yeah. Well, you had that for the publishers and that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do. The ones that yell at them for not doing things right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, we didn't consider things from your angle. I guess we should think about that again."
Oh, that mixer he went to.
Oh yeah.
This guy was just going on, Holters are the worst. And then they start talking about his book that he's wrote, Skull-face, but don't know he's the author. And he's like, yeah, he doesn't complain about Holters enough in his book. It's not realistic enough type thing. And then the host of the event is basically, oh, he's the author of that book, by the way. He is? Oh no. Oh, and he's kind of like shivers, like he's like about to be apologetic, but then he just goes, yeah, I'm complaining about Holters.
He goes, oh no, he's doubled down.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of weird because actually watching this reminded me a lot of the experience we had watching Vampire Homes.
Yeah,
Because like as much as there's like a common thread throughout things, it's very arbitrary what actually is covered in the episodes. And
yeah,
I don't know, like it held my attention. Like generally, I found it to be uh informational and funny, very arbitrary with with good music as well. I did like that,
yeah,
but yeah, it was kind of odd because Skull-face Honda-san was not the focus of as much of it as I thought he would be. Even though like he's mostly the person, it wasn't like all from his perspective all the time. There's a lot of focus on other characters as well. He was just in the background for those conversations. It was kind of odd. It was like he'd kind of relegated himself to not the main character in some scenes, even though it's clear he is.
yeah. He didn't own the shop. He's just a worker there.
No, he's just a worker.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not.
Lantern is like the head of the shop. Not the owner, but he's the head of the everything. The
Lion?
workers, I think. I thought Lantern was
No, it's. I thought it was. I thought it was the pesticide mask and armor sound were. Yeah,
I think no, Pest Mask is just the section chief, like chief of that section.
yeah. So it's armor sound.
No?
I don't know. She always maybe it is a lot the pumpkin
Just
lion.
I always thought because Lantern would come in.
Yeah.
I, I don't know. That's weird. I guess I don't know who's in charge then.
Well, we do see some guy coming. So like, so there's a kind of Halloween episode actually where
Well,
it's
I
the
was going to mention that one because that one. There's a couple of scenes in this show that are very surreal because there's one where Honda-san is sitting at a table and a bullet goes through his head, and then a lot of bullets go through his head and body, and he just collapses to the ground
yeah.
because he's being talked about. I think
I
is the
I think that we're talking about publisher stuff beside them. Like I think someone's there and I think it's about the life and death of the books and they were on about something and it's like oh
oh, I remember now. It was
about the
the
death.
one that's always yelling on the phone about things not being good enough, and she's like, I can't sell that. That person's a complete unknown. Like they don't even have any previews for their book. They've got no buzz. I can't sell that. And he's like, oh no,
Yeah.
shit, that's me.
They don't mention the why it was, but yeah, potentially it was him.
No, no.
There's fact that he got
Yeah,
shot
yeah,
off.
you're right.
And
It probably suggests it could have been him.
there's other ones where it's like when he goes on to he moves over to I think the Western comics because it's about talking about this the changing the rules and he moves over onto that and like the other person's like yeah I don't know much about it either but it'll be fine and he's like oh so half-arsed and then she just keeps going on half-arsed but she also like hits him in the face with a bit of cardboard and he just gets blood gushing out of him. Oh, what's happened, man?
Oh, that was weird. My microphone muted. I was gonna say like the skeleton has so much blood.
Yeah,
So much blood.
that's a lot of blood. But yeah, the horror one is kind of like
Oh man.
the alternative Honda-san bookstore or something.
Yeah, I'll get the episode name. It is the alternate Skull-face Bookseller Honda-san, and it's the one where a weird purple-faced person with three eyes is like talking to is it the Kendo mask?
No, no. So I think it's the gas mask guy.
No, pest mask.
No, no, like the actual gas mask one. The actual one that has the full kind of World War Two gas mask.
No, because it's someone loses an arm and it's not a gas mask guy.
No,
I don't think.
that's someone else, but they're in. So
Oh, they
the
yeah,
so
yeah,
this
yeah,
this
yeah.
episode is like he was asked. Honda-san was asked to scout because someone's been moving books mysteriously in the shop, so they think there might be a shoplifter.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and there's the three-eyed purple-faced dude.
Is
I was talking about the other three-eyed purple-faced dude. There are two three-eyed purple-faced dudes in this one.
is there?
Yeah, because there's the one
Oh,
that does the
oh,
arm ripping.
the one that started off kind of nice and then just
Yeah, it's like oh la 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 la. Oh, knife arms. Blah.
yeah. I don't think it's Kendall mask, but then it might
I can't remember. It's
because he's got a basket for a head. This one it jumps in.
you're right, but you're right. But essentially, yeah, the episode starts off with him like being scouting and figuring out that it's like, oh, I don't know if there was I don't know if there was a thief or anything, a shoplifter, but there was someone unusual. Oh, what did they look like? And he's like, oh, like a yokai
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
And the guy comes in looking like some sort of Dick Tracy villain with a brimmed hat and his coat right up, and it's just three eyes squinting through the gap.
Mhm.
He's like, oh, he's so serious and terrifying.
Yeah, and then he's there, and then he kind of just like blinks his eyes like weirdly, like they don't blink, they kind of flash blinking,
Yeah,
and he goes, "Yes, I actually found out about that. It's just someone who really liked this book, and he wants to give it more prominence."
yeah. Yep. No, no one tried to steal it. It's like I did, however, find this big pile of books, and it's like, oh, that might have been armor mask from earlier, because they ran out after doing something.
Yeah, and she's gone to the counter now, and he's like, "Well, they should be tied away properly in a serious."
He squints back down again, and he's like, "Well, you should be doing that properly." It's like, tell her yourself, please.
Yeah,
I don't care. And while they're having that conversation, yeah, that is they see maybe it is Armor Mask actually is out at the thing, and that guy with the other purple face guy
yeah,
who's like talking, going like, "Ooh, I want the book, I but I want it. I should have been very clear. I want it so that you haven't touched it and no one else has touched it." And the rationale there is he has now severed that person's arm for some reason and turned into like a giant praying mantis monster
yeah.
with knife arms.
It's getting pretty aggressive. And she was basically saying that this book, she basically went, "This book's quite popular. 'Cause you can only purchase one copy of it." And it's like, "How dare you speak to me like that?"
Oh god,
Uh,
it's so good. The animation actually of the face getting like slowly more evil
yeah,
is very good.
yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, this is a different kind of anime style, drawing style in this one. Um, and then he was about to go at her again, but I think
The head of the office, or the head
well,
or
distribution
whatever,
or something jumps
head
in.
of distribution arrives.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like holds out a business card or something.
He just holds this bit of paper and like boom, blocked.
He's like, "Oh, hello."
And
Uh,
I will be taking care of you now.
yeah.
In a stern
And
voice.
I like the fact that at that point it's like, "Oh, wonder what we're gonna see here," and then it goes back to the office and like, "Well, that's over." That's it. That's again quite a Harvey Birdman thing. Is just ignoring it now that it's done. It's like, "Oh, that's come to a satisfactory conclusion." Has it though? Has it? Are you sure it didn't just not go the way anyone thought it would, and now you've ended it?
I mean, sort of. I think Honda-san wasn't too convinced either, to be honest. It was someone else that
No.
mentioned that.
Yeah. It's just, I do expect the kind of Harvey Birdman dinner in between scenes every now and then.
Yeah. And then there was that one where he he basically was on the phone to some nasty customer and says, "No, actually, the start of that one, he gets thrown against the wall by a big monster, like a
Oh, he
hollow."
does like a lizard with the skull face.
Yeah, it's like a hollow from Bleach. Throws him up against the wall and goes, "Do you by any chance have like this thing that's coming out tomorrow early?" And he's like, "No, we don't sell that early.
It'll be coming out
Tomorrow."
tomorrow when it's out.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, you guys suck." He drops him.
I hope this place goes out of business.
Yeah. And then he gets that from another customer in another episode where she phones up and says something to him.
Oh, berates him for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "You guys are useless for not having this in stock," or something.
He has the really mean customer. In fact, it's the episode after this where he's the really, really mean customer, and then the very nice customer that makes him cry.
Yeah.
Because she's like, "Oh, there's a." He goes back. He's like, "Oh, don't cry on the shop floor," and he goes into the back and starts crying. It's like, "What happened?" It's like, "What's wrong? What's terrible?" It's like, "Oh, just like I got caught off guard because the customer was really nice after this other one being terrible." And then they're like, "Oh, there's a person. One of the customers wants to talk to you again, Honda-san." He's like, "Oh, okay." And it's the old woman again. She's like, "I just wanted you to know that I bought the book you suggested." It's like, you asked me to come back just to say that. And she's like, "I'm really sorry to bother you." And he's like, "That's okay."
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
It's a feel good show. It'll take about a couple hours to watch.
Yeah, it's like if you, I was skipping some of the intros just to try and make sure I got through the material, but like when I had the time, I was listening to the songs because they're really good. They don't feel like 10 minutes; they're over before you even really know it. And it's good. I think, like you say, it is quite feel good and good fun. It's very educational if you don't know a lot about all the processes and different things. And much like myself, like I don't really know a lot about genres in manga. I know some, but not all.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to me to
Yeah.
kind of see a little bit more of that world.
It goes into it a lot. Gives you a good detail. Like there's all these different things. Yaoi.
Yaoi,
Yeah, that's always
Yaoi, and BL, and
thought Yaoi was
there.
gay porn.
I did take a note. There was like the different. Where is it? I took some notes about the different types of. I thought I had. Oh, there's book comics and comics, and like they do different things and they're printed in different ways, and some of them arrive like the day before and some of them arrive the week before, and if they arrive the week before we have to be careful not to put them on the storefront until they're ready to go out.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was just like little stuff that you would never think to ask if someone worked in that industry. So like it was quite interesting, I guess, like seeing someone's perspective on that.
Yeah.
Done in such a colorful way. I don't know who is it written by.
Honda-san. Skull-face Honda-san.
Manga series. It just says by Honda.
Honda.
Just Honda.
See? What's Honda-san?
I must admit, after I finished watching it, I did have a look, and there are 4 volumes that are available for the manga as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Again, it's like a little bit out of my normal genre. So I thought maybe. So after I've gotten to the end of Elfen Lied, I might have a look.
Yeah.
See what it's like. Also, I know I have been messaging you about I'm in Love with the Villainess, which is also available in the manga as well. And I was like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
That show's good. Big recommend. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. What did I watch? That was Suicide Squad I watched.
Oh, which one? The new one?
Yeah,
The newish one?
it's in Netflix now. New one.
I'm gonna bold unpopular opinion. I didn't think it was very good.
Ah,
I thought it was all right.
it,
Uh,
it's. I mean, it's better than the first one.
so there's a thing. It might be better than the first one.
Yeah.
It's not better enough than the first one.
To be honest, superhero movies are dying. Um, but and they got into the game a bit too late. DC.
Very true.
No, I watched it. It was good. Just it's a good movie. Just be on the background type thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was some things I didn't really pay attention to all of it. It was just going on, and it's kind of funny. I liked Bloodshot. He was he was kind of funny.
Yeah, like I think the characters were good enough.
Mhm.
I just didn't think much of the story, to be honest. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. That's it.
but yeah, how do you can you rate Skull-face Bookseller Honda-san, Colin?
Can I rate it?
Yep.
Sure. It's got the laughs. It's got the laughs.
Yeah,
It's got an animation style.
it's
Uh,
a more unique animation style, I will say.
yeah, I mean it's not a bad animation style. It's not
No,
Chargeman Ken style.
no.
um,
What is?
it has information. It's an
Yeah,
informative show. It was fine. As I say, I was watching it and you were saying, "Oh yeah, Harvey Birdman feels," and I was like, "I'm not feeling it here. It's not there." And
it's not the like I say, it's not the same. I guess that's not what I'm trying to say. It's that there's a feeling that Harvey Birdman gives at certain points, and this is that all the time.
yeah,
it's like, it's that one feeling I've had at one point from watching Harvey Birdman, or at several points, and it's that all the way through.
yeah. Uh, and I suppose it's kind of it's a unique concept to be like that. But then I'm thinking of Digi Chariot was kind of based in a bookstore as well. But everyone was slug people, and except from Digi Chariot and her crew.
What? I love the fact that sentences like that are just so normalized.
Oh, slug people.
Just that like we can have that, and I like that should be a kind of what are you talking about moment, but instead it's like, yep. That is the thing.
We watched it, remember?
Yeah. Oh, I remember. I remember.
It was
Oh boy.
yeah. So this is kind of it's kind of dead terrible. I'll give it a 6 because
Yeah.
it's certainly watchable. It certainly has some funny moments in it.
Yeah.
Animation style is actually quite good compared to, like I say, Dishy Chariot, which was kind of in the same vein, only had a bit more storyline behind it.
Yeah,
Sort
it had
of.
a through line. The through line in this is that there's a character with the characters have the same names and they work at the same place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think 6 is fair. Like it's not like I don't want that to seem like it's bad. Like because it feels like when we say that like 6, it's like oh that's only just above average. It's like, yeah, it's better than average.
Yeah.
I think the The laughs when they're there are very strong. Like you say, I think it does have a quite interesting animation style, and I did find it quite informational. What I would say though is compensating for the fact that for me, like, some of it dragged a little bit
Yeah.
because it felt like retreading stuff, and when you have such short episodes, I don't think I need to retread. I was just there.
Yeah.
I feel like but what I would say though is, if a 6 out of 10 was, if I was saying like, here's a 24 episode season of an anime, and I was saying it's 6 out of 10, I would recommend this more because of its shorter nature. Like, it's 12 episodes at like 10 minutes each.
How much time can you waste on it?
Like, I wouldn't say waste, but like, if you were looking for something that was a commitment of time.
So here you go, right?
Okay.
Here's the
Okay.
here's the question, right? So
Okay.
Justice League, the movie,
Right.
and then Justice League the extended edition.
Yeah. The 4x3 black and white 4-hour version.
Is it black and white?
Yep.
Oh, fuck's sake. Anyway, which one would? Is it? How much different is it?
It's pretty different.
Is it totally different? Yeah.
Like, it's an additional hour and 20 minutes of footage.
Yeah, yeah. And does it make it better?
Yes.
Does it make it?
Does it mean I want to go and watch 4 hours of a movie again so soon? Soon being 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yes.
Zack Snyder is one of those people who I wouldn't say is one of my favorite directors.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do think is, like, I appreciate his commitment to his craft and vision. So, like, I think that he released that thing, and whether it is amazing or not, it is a raw version of his vision for that project, and it is more in line with the expectations of what it should have been. And, like, that's fair. I would say things like, what's the schoolgirls kicking ass movie that he did?
Oh, Punch.
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Yeah.
Like, again, a movie that is not great by any stretch of the imagination, but it is quite a vision for a project. It's unique. It stood out. So, like, I appreciate that. I think, like
Sucker Punch.
you can be great or you can be different, and, like, I don't think he's, like, poor at what he does. I just don't think a lot of what he does speaks very much to me. But at the same time, it's like, you know what, you clearly have a vision for what you want to do, and I think that all power to you. I think that's better.
Yeah. Okay. So, going by the rating you're going with the 6, and that it's because it's shorter, it's better than other 6s of a 24 episode.
I didn't say it was better. I was saying that if you were looking to commit time to something, and I would do this ahead of a 6 that was going to be a longer time commitment.
Yeah. So then on Justice League,
that's the same thing though, because arguably, that's different because I think that the longer version is technically a higher rating than the one that's shorter, and it's the same material.
Yeah.
It'd be different if we were saying, like, here's Full Metal Alchemist versus Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Which one do you commit to?
I'll go Brotherhood. I always prefer Brotherhood.
I've never watched Brotherhood. I've only watched the original.
The original had a nice quirk at the end, which was kind of cool, where Eric ends up in World War One London.
Yeah,
it's like, what?
Actually, it's not true. I haven't watched none of Brotherhood. I've watched some of it. I just haven't ever gotten right the way through it. It is frustrating because I have bought it. I do have it. Like, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
I just need the time to get through it. I think the thing that bothers me though is I would really like to own the original series, but it's very difficult to come by. at a reasonable price.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... The original was fine. They had an OAV too, which came out on Netflix, and I watched that, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's the thing.
I never watched it. Was it decent?
It's alright. It basically brought... Because he's gone to London, and he's in World War One, and it's in our time dimension. I'll say the our dimension.
Yeah.
There's no alchemy there. So he can't do any
Huh.
alchemy. So
Oh.
he started looking for ways to get back to his world where he can do the alchemy. And that. Because he essentially did the selfless sacrifice of himself to save his brother. So he got
Yeah.
Alphonse?
Alphonse, yeah.
Back to a full body because he was the suit of metal that's
He
forced.
was the knight.
Yeah, the armor that walks around. And he got him back. I think he eventually gets back to them in some way.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like I can get the full series for £46.
That's not bad since it's what, 52 episodes, is it?
It's a fair amount, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
a year's worth.
it's not bad. I might consider that at some point then.
Yeah.
It's a Region A Blu-ray though, so it wouldn't play in any of my players. I'd have to rip it and put it on my Plex server, which I'd do anyway, I guess. So
Yeah.
no biggie, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I agree with your rating.
Mm-hmm.
I think 6 is fair. I enjoyed watching this. I'm glad I got the chance to as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, next week we'll be getting into our new season, which is season
12.
12?
12.
Yeah?
12?
Holy shit. Yeah, 12.
12. 11.
Damn. 11. No, we can't make that joke anymore. It's done now.
Goodbye,
So
11.
yeah, we'll be moving on to season 12, where we're going to be doing Paranoia Agent, which is more Satoshi Kon. I think we've pretty much covered almost everything Satoshi Kon has done at this point. Is it Millennium Actress? I think is maybe the only thing we haven't other than that.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, it's been a good journey, I think. But yeah, I'm glad we did something a little different this Halloween. It was good fun, and we'll be back into the more serious realm again with Paranoia Agent. So, and we did discuss very briefly at the end of last season that we may do a ranking of seasons episode maybe for the special after that, which would be quite cool, I think.
Yeah, in a year or something. Yeah.
Yeah, could be good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that just leaves us to say then, you've been listening to Who's That Anime, an anime podcast which can be found where all good podcasts can be found. Our home is at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime. We don't have ads or make any money from doing this show, but if you like what it is we do, then leaving us a review or a rating would be amazing. And if you've done that or can't do that because of how you listen to the show, then telling a friend would be super cool. We have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Who's That Anime, where we post the latest episodes and the occasional anime meme. We have a Discord channel. You can find the link to that in the show notes. We also have a YouTube channel where Colin painstakingly puts together the video versions of these episodes, which is great. Now we got a couple more subscribers now, Colin. So things are going well.
Oh, what more?
We're on 32 subscribers now.
Who's done that?
I don't know, but it's happened. Other than that, Colin and I also like to play video games sometimes. Colin at twitch.tv/couchfuel and myself at twitch.tv/hailpayman. And you can find archives for all the different streams and things we've done for both of those different channels at youtube.com by searching for @couchfuel or @hailpayman.
Yeah. Oh well. Thanks for subscribing, guys.
Yeah. That's what the good shit is.
Wait, what?
It's where the other shit is.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yep. It sure is.
Sure
is.
Welcome to
the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to Turrican. That was an old Amiga game, and it was on the Mega Drive and SNES actually. But when it loaded up, it says "Welcome to Turrican." It was like a ripoff of Samus, where you get to turn this.
Oh, I always just remember the Altered Beast. Welcome to your doom.
Arise from your grave.
That was Arise from your grave.
Oh yeah. Arise from your
dun, 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 dun. Ba, 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 boom. Great game. Love me some Altered Beast.
Did you ever play the re-release of that?
I did not.
Did they not like make one that came out on the Game Boy Advance or something?
They made one on the Game Boy Advance, and that was a re-release, and they made a new one on the PS2.
Yeah, they did. That's when they tried to revamp those franchises, and they failed. Like Golden Axe.
Yeah, Golden Axe is so good too.
Yeah, but not.
Well, 1, 2, and 3 are anyway.
But not the re-release on. I think did they not do another one? Another Golden Axe release.
They may have done, actually. The thing about there's a really good video on YouTube that somebody goes through all the different versions of Altered Beast and shows you the differences between them.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
I might have watched that or watched the video doing something similar.
Oh no, there is a sequel in the Game Boy Advance. Altered Beast received 2 sequels: Guardians of the Realm, which was published and put on Game Boy Advance in the style of the original arcade game.
Okay.
Well, the graphics are blah 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 blah, and then a PlayStation 2 game, just titled Altered Beast in Europe, was released in 2005.
Yeah.
And it was cancelled. Didn't ever got a North American release.
It was pretty poor, I believe.
Yeah, doesn't sound great.
We should play it.
Yeah, we should.
We should get back to getting some games on the go. I haven't.
Some games. Yeah, at some point. I think that's definitely on the cards. Yeah. But we'll be back next week with season 12. Holy crap.
12 seasons. And
it's a good time.
You know what the best thing about the 12 seasons?
What's that?
It fits perfectly into Christmas. Christmas.
12 days of Christmas.
Tree look at me. 1 partridge in a pear tree. 2
1 Pikachuing. 2 Narutoing.
3
5
Charizards.
God, get us out of here, Colin.
I hope you have a good spooky time. We'll see you next week, where it's more about explosions. See,
sweet.
Same height, same place, same explosions.
Peace out, folks.
Bye.
Happy spooky season.